Hello and thanks for joining me, your sport pilot James Glory, on another exciting episode of Sport Vibe on DNT World, where we bring you exciting and latest sport happenings across the world of sport every Tuesday. As you know, this is our tradition, and this week won't be an exception, so I would implore you to please stay tuned, because we'll be right back shortly after this break. Welcome back to today's episode of Sport Vibe on DNT World. We'll be starting from the world of Formula 1, where we'll talk about Max Verstappen coming from behind at the Brazil Grand Prix to win the Brazil Grand Prix at the Sao Paulo. This was an interesting one for the Red Bull driver, coming from behind in the 17th position to finish at the first position at the Brazil Grand Prix. He was able to win the driver of the day, which he deserved, and also being able to go home with the maximum prize in the world of Formula 1. Is one an interesting one to see Max Verstappen back to the podium in the Formula 1, and also an interesting one for the Alpine driver, where we talk about Ocon and Gasly finishing second and third respectively in that particular competition, in a race where we saw Lando Norris starting from pole. He could only finish 6th position, as the McLaren drivers were able to finish 6th and 8th outside the podium for the very first time in a long while in the world of Formula 1. Max Verstappen has been able to extend his lead in the driver standing with 62 points after finishing podium in the Brazil Grand Prix. It's going to be an interesting one to watch to the end of the Formula 1 race in the year 2024. With 3 races left in the world of Formula 1, will Max Verstappen be able to win his 4th championship fight, where we talk about the Drivers' Championship in the world of Formula 1. The next race will be played at Las Vegas, United States of America. Presently, they are going on a break, and we'll be seeing the Formula 1 back from November 21st to November 23. Will Max Verstappen be able to win that in the United States of America, the race that will be taking place in Las Vegas? But till then, let's switch our attention to the world of football, where we talk about the match that took place during the midweek, where we saw Tottenham Hotspur defeating Manchester City at the Carabao Cup. It was an interesting one, as Tottenham were able to finish that match 2-1 in their favor. And also we saw that Chelsea were defeated by Newcastle. Remember that in the league match we saw Chelsea defeating Newcastle 2-1, but at the Carabao Cup, where it matters the most, if you ask me, winning trophy is one of the things that you rate a club by, and they were able to defeat Chelsea 2-0 to proceed to the quarterfinals of that competition. And Manchester United, after the sack of their manager under their interim coach, we talk about Ruud van Nistelrooy, were able to defeat Leicester City to proceed to the quarterfinals in a match that ended in a 7-goal thriller, where we saw Manchester United finding the back of the net 5 times, and Leicester could only respond with 2 goals in a match that ended 5-2 in favor of Manchester United. It's gonna be an interesting one to watch out for, as the quarterfinals draw has been made, and this is how it will be looking out like in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, where we'll be seeing Tottenham Hotspur taking on Manchester United after defeating Manchester City. Will they be able to do the double against the Manchester side when they'll be facing Manchester United? And this match will be played under their new manager, Ruud van Nistelrooy. Will Amorim be able to defeat Tottenham? Remember, Tottenham has been able to see the better side of Manchester United this season, defeating them 3-0. And also in the Carabao Cup, we'll be seeing Newcastle taking on Brentford, and we'll be seeing Arsenal playing Crystal Palace, where Liverpool will be playing what appears to be the weaker side, where they will play Southampton. They are one of the favorites to proceed to the next round of the competition. Will Liverpool be able to proceed on that onslaught? Will Tottenham be able to do the double against the Manchester clubs? And this is going to be an interesting one to watch out for. But back to the Premier League, and during the weekend we saw Tottenham Hotspur continuing from where they stopped at the Carabao Cup, as they were able to defeat Aston Villa, coming from behind 4-1 in that particular competition, where we saw James Maddison scoring his 50th Premier League goal with a direct free kick. What a way to score your 50th Premier League goal in your 201st appearance in the Premier League. Tottenham Hotspur continuing from where they stopped during the midweek, defeating Aston Villa. And also talking about a team that continued from where they stopped during the midweek, we talk about Liverpool, who are the current leaders in the Premier League right now. They were able to defeat Brighton and Hove Albion during the midweek, and coming back to a replay in the Premier League, were able to defeat Brighton and Hove Albion coming from behind, and a winning goal scored by Mo Salah for Liverpool. And slot side are currently occupying the top position in the Premier League right now as things looks. And in talking about Premier League, also we talk about a result that Arsenal Football Club and Manchester City wouldn't like to hear. We'll talk about that shortly when we right back from this break.
JK Royal Signatures, a blend of African fabric.
Welcome back, and we're still talking sports, particularly football. I said during the weekend, Arsenal Football Club and Manchester City had a result that they won't be proud of. Talking about a result that they won't be proud of, I think they have two things in common: a defeat and being defeated by Bournemouth in the Premier League this season. You remember that Arsenal were defeated by Bournemouth in a Premier League match that ended 2-0 in favor of Bournemouth. But last week also they were defeated by Newcastle, who defeated Chelsea at the Carabao Cup. Newcastle were able to defeat Arsenal Football Club 1-0. And talking about what Manchester City and Arsenal has in common after their defeat is that Bournemouth was also able to defeat Manchester City, the leading and the current defending champion in the Premier League, 2-1 in that particular match, where we saw Manchester City trailing and suffering a second defeat, back-to-back defeat in their history since a year ago in the world of football. Manchester City before now has won 32 matches in the Premier League, unbeaten, and was their record before facing Bournemouth, who were able to defeat them 2-1. The Sheriffs has done damages to Arsenal Football Club, and Manchester City, as Liverpool currently occupies the number 1 spot in the Premier League. It was an interesting one to watch out for Manchester United fans, as they were able to bounce back against Chelsea, just getting a draw in that particular match. But this is going to be an exciting result for Ruud van Nistelrooy, as they saw Arsenal suffering a defeat, Manchester City suffering a defeat, and getting a point against Chelsea that are playing very well currently under Enzo Maresca, and as a young talent compared to Manchester United that has been struggling under Erik and under their interim coach. You're talking about Ruud van Nistelrooy. Manchester United were able to get a draw, first time that they will be getting a point of the top 6 in the Premier League this season. Ruud van Nistelrooy looks to be working wonders with Manchester United right now. But talking about Manchester United, we know that they have appointed a new manager in the person of Ruben Amorim, who will be taking charge of Manchester United from November 11th in the Premier League. It's going to be an interesting one to see in the Premier League, coming with another different playing style from Sporting Lisbon, and Manchester United getting a point against Chelsea during the weekend is one of the highlights of the weekend. Talking about the Super Sunday, and another interesting one in the world of football, we're talking about the Sporting CP manager who will be facing Pep Guardiola's side in the Champions League tonight. And in the Champions League tonight, we'll be seeing Sporting taking on Manchester City. Sporting are yet to lose a match this season in the world of football. Manchester City, with 2 defeats before the game in the Champions League tonight, will they be able to defeat the man that is supposed to take charge of Manchester United from November 11th in the world of football? Another match I'll be witnessing in the Champions League tonight is Real Madrid versus AC Milan. Real Madrid will be facing AC Milan in the UEFA Champions League. match would they be able to get a win that they will be requiring to boost their morale in the Champions League? And another interesting one in the Champions League as we wrap it up on this week's episode of Sport Vibe on TNT Work is that we will be seeing Xabi Alonso visiting Liverpool as Liverpool will be taking on Bayern Leverkusen tonight in the world of football. It's going to be a reunion between Liverpool and Xabi Alonso. Will he be able to defeat his former club Liverpool, or will Liverpool be able to see the better side of Bayern Leverkusen being managed by Xabi Alonso, one of the legends of their club? And this is the length at which we'll be going on this week's episode of Sport Bible on DNT Work. For more news and sports stories, follow us across our various social media handles. Remain blessed, stay safe, and remain a law-abiding citizen. Thank you.